have a chance to talk to my daughter anymore.
Happening now at 6, a father's plea after his daughter was killed in a Montgomery County apartment fire. He's now suing the building's owner. Tonight, the call for change, and how the property owner is responding. So searching for evidence, the push from attorneys representing a man charged in the murder case of Mamta Bhatt. Her husband, Naresh, was arrested for concealing a body, yet Mamta has not been found. The latest details from the courtroom. And setting sights on history, the monumental unveiling of the brand new World War I memorial in D.C. The decades-long push to memorialize those who fought in the war to end all wars. First sets of eyes are taking in history on America's Main Street.
And it's been a dry start to the weekend and will continue with dry weather. Although clouds will be on the increase from the south. We'll talk about what it means for you and I coming up.
Plus, we've got your supermarket savings. We are headed inside discount stores Aldi and Lidl. Who's offering the lowest price on produce?
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin tonight in Maryland. Police are investigating a deadly shooting and a separate deadly stabbing that happened overnight. Officials say a man was stabbed in a parking lot on 23rd Parkway in Temple Hills. We're told this happened just after 10 o'clock last night in the Hillcrest Heights neighborhood. The victim died at the hospital. Police say they do have a suspect but have not released their name at this hour. And over in Capitol Heights, police found a man who was shot along Marblewood Avenue around 6:30 this morning while responding for a welfare check. He died a short time later at the hospital. Police do not have any suspects in custody. All right, staying in PG County, a house fire this afternoon in Fort Washington. Check out these photos. Officials say that fire broke out at this home on Traverse Way just before 1:45. That fire was put out a short time later. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. And over in the district, police are investigating at this hour a shooting. This happened in Southeast. Officials responded to Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue around 3:45. It's an active scene. It's there they found a man who had been shot. He was conscious and breathing. We got more information on suspect descriptions at dcnewsnow.com. Well, at BWI today, officials say a small plane crashed at the end of one of the runways this afternoon. None of the 3 people on board were seriously hurt. We're told the crash had no impact on air traffic. The FAA has also been notified. All right, it's been a little more than a year and a half since a Silver Spring woman died in an apartment fire. Her family spoke for the very first time publicly this morning after they filed a lawsuit against the building management and owners. DC News Now's Dave Laval reports on their emotional plea.
The family of Melanie Diaz originally planned to come to Silver Spring Thursday to celebrate her 27th birthday. Instead, they filed a federal lawsuit against those they blame for her death.
I don't know. Have a chance to talk to my daughter anymore.
A distraught Cesar Diaz speaks Saturday on the federal lawsuit his family filed against Arrive Silver Spring and its parent company, Trinity Properties, for the death of his daughter, Melanie.
Some people like to cut the corners and save money and didn't want to give it to my family or my daughter safety.
The 25-year-old died February 18th last year after a fire started in a 7th-floor apartment. Diaz lived on the 9th floor and tried to escape in a stairwell from a building that did not have an automatic sprinkler system.
Melanie was a superstar.
Matthew Christ is the family's attorney. Among the allegations in the lawsuit, the building had faulty or no smoke detectors in apartments, and a fire safety door on the 7th floor failed on the day of the fire.
And allowed the door to stay open, letting in dark plumes of smoke that would have disoriented Melanie or other residents who would have relied on that evacuation stairwell.
Chris says the family filed the suit after Arrive and its parent company did not respond to demands. The suit seeks $2.3 million in damages under Maryland's Wrongful Death Act, plus another $225,000 in economic damages.
No money is going to replace any life.
Neither Arrive or its parent company responded to our request to comment. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Dave for covering that. Switching gears right now, it's 6:04. Scott Sumner standing by with a look at the forecast. Scott, how's it looking out there? 82 right now, right?
Yeah, not bad out there, Ben, as we see. We do have, according to the obs here, mostly cloudy skies, but there is sunshine out there. It may be a little hazy at times, but overall it looks pretty good, and we've had a decent day of it for this afternoon. We'll continue to see that nice trend for this evening. It's in the 80s now. It'll stay in the 80s for the next hour or so. After the sun sets, we'll slide into the 70s for a few hours, and then close to the midnight hour we'll be into the 60s here, dropping down to around that lower or middle 60 mark here in D.C. after midnight going into tomorrow morning. Talked about this just at the top of the newscast. We do have some clouds that will be advancing up from the south. I'll get more in detail with that with the main weather, but for now, another dry night ahead. Dry and pleasant Sunday, and rain chances returning next week. It remains seasonable with the temperatures too. We'll talk all about it with that 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, we'll see you in a bit, Scott. In Virginia, another court hearing for the husband of the missing Manassas Park mom. Defense attorneys for Naresh Bhatt want prosecutors to turn over more evidence. Bhatt is charged with concealing a body, but police say in court documents they believe, quote, the amount of blood found indicates the injuries were not survivable. DC News Now's Randy Bass was in court this week, and she's got the latest.
Yes, the battle over evidence and details in this case is certainly starting to heat up as the clock ticks towards setting a trial date. Mamta Kafle Bhatt now missing for more than a month. Prosecutors believe her husband, Naresh Bhatt, killed her at the end of July, but right now he's only been charged with concealing her body. Several of Mamta supporters saying Bhatt's defense team says there's evidence that could help prove his innocence. They say his attorney asked a judge to force the Commonwealth to turn over that evidence, including police reports, cell phone, and car GPS information, along with a video showing Mamta being picked up from work not long before she went missing at the end of July. The defense maintains that Mamta could still be alive. Mamta supporters surprised by the judge's ruling, only giving the defense access to the video and to early communications between Naresh and police.
I was surprised that the judge granted any of what the defense was asking for, simply because we haven't had a trial date set. It doesn't need to be provided to the defense at this time, and nothing was explained as far as why they would need this today.
Meanwhile, police continuing their search for clues in the case. They were back at the Bhatt home executing another search warrant, one of several similar searches there over the last few weeks. Manassas Park police say they got new information leading them back to the house to look again. Community members say they're willing to wait for justice.
We need to do what we need to do to step-by-step process, you know. It takes time, however, but we have a faith, and system will follow that faith.
And they won't have to wait too long for that next step in the process. Naresh Bhatt is due back in court here again on Monday. That's when a trial date is expected to be set. In Manassas, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Randy. We're staying in the Commonwealth. A Virginia Boar's Head plant at the center of a nationwide deadly listeria outbreak is closing down indefinitely. Boar's Head says that liverwurst was the source of the contamination. The meat plant had been the subject of several investigations with several concerns, including mold, blood, and flies. The company will permanently discontinue production of liverwurst because of all this. Officials for the plant's union say their 500 workers will be offered severance and relocation. The deadly outbreak is linked to 9 deaths and 57 hospitalizations. Meantime, folks across the DMV came together at Dulles International today, raising awareness for athletes with intellectual disabilities. The 14th annual Dulles Day features an air show, aircraft displays, and the coveted plane pull. That event pits teams against each other in a race to pull 80-ton airplanes 12 feet in order to raise money for the Special Olympics. Organizers tell us it can get extremely competitive.
Come from all over. We have the reigning champion from Chesapeake, Virginia. So they're going to be the last team to pull this afternoon, and they come with a lot of fanfare when they're here. And you have the music playing, the t-shirts, the flags. There's a lot of excitement, and there's a lot of honor in holding that championship, being the leading team or the winning team.
Takes a lot of muscle power, I guess. And if planes are not your thing, the event also featured a classic car show. All right, the centerpiece of the National World War I Memorial was officially unveiled this week in D.C. Right now, the very first sets of eyes are taking in all the sights and the history. The sculpture took nearly a decade to complete, and it's meant to pay tribute to the sacrifices of our country's fallen during what's known as the War to End All Wars. Hannah Brandt has a look at the new monument.
World War I is often called the Forgotten War, but in the nation's capital, a new sculpture now memorializes the conflict.
And so history comes alive with the story, because story basically unifies us.
Dubbed A Soldier's Journey, the 60-foot-long bronze wall was sculpted by artist Sabin Howard, who used veterans as human models to design and create the piece.
It's the culmination of 9.5 years.
From design to congressional approval to fundraising, project leader Edwin Fountain says it's taken a lot of work to get to this moment.
It has been an incredibly rewarding challenge.
The sculpture is meant to tell the story of an American soldier who first leaves his family, heads into conflict, fights in different battles before finally returning home to America.
It is a sculpture for the people, and that, to me, gets me out of bed every day.
Howard says he built it with the general public in mind, and he hopes everyone who comes to see it gets something meaningful from it.
It brings us together, and under that flag, they were neither Democrats nor Republicans. They were Americans that went off the battle.
And it serves as a tribute to the sacrifice of our country's heroes.
While this is a World War I memorial, it speaks very timelessly to veterans of all generations.
In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.